violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Tonight, a Detroit mother of 5 is desperate for help after somebody set fire to her car. That mother says she needs to not only get a new car, but also move out of the neighborhood.
She says that she feels it's no longer safe for her family as
She's trying to fly away from the neighborhood. That's that community flight. She's trying to get out. It's unsafe. So you can understand why nobody else would want to live in these environments. I mean, it's not rocket science. Because these folks out here, hey, man, they're crazy.
she's now left without a critical lifeline. Megan Woods live on this story for us tonight. And Megan, she's really out of options now.
Sandra, Karen, that's right. Detroit police are investigating this as an arson, while this mother, she's having to depend on her older children or rideshare apps to get where she needs to go.
So are we sure that this ain't the baby daddy doing this? I mean, she got 5 kids. Got to be multiple baby daddies. I mean, who really has that much smoke for her other than the baby daddy?
Including appointments for her daughter who has special needs. And now she's trying to wrap her mind around who could do something like this and what could have happened if her 17-year-old son didn't see those flames just outside of their home.
The tree leads up to near my roof. My house could have been set on fire. You could have took all of us.
It pains Sophia Zamora to watch this video. It was around 10:45 Sunday night when someone walked past her 2009 Chrysler C-Ring, then doubles back and goes to the driver's side.
Dang, that's wild too. I mean, this could be completely random, but my man just walked past like he didn't even notice it the first time, then just came back like something came over him, something possessed him to want to go back to this vehicle.
Seconds later, you see this.
My son came running from upstairs to my room, banging on my door, wake up, wake up. The car's on fire.
They called 911 and crews arrived, but the damage was already done. The hood melted right off, the front windshield shattered, and the interior a wreck too. It brings Sophia to tears because this was more than just a car.
My car is my livelihood. It's not only to get my 10-year-old back and forth to school, it's to get my 3-year-old back and forth to ABA therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy.
On top of a job that she can't get to, while the first of the month is quickly approaching.
Woo, hey man. The pressure is on, and the gremlins in the streets are just making it even more difficult. For these single mothers. I can't imagine have 5 kids by myself. Definitely some mistakes were made, and not saying the kids were mistakes, but I mean, to have 5 kids and you out here trying to support 5 kids by yourself is crazy.
I paid and worked hard to get that car, and it was reliable, and now I'm paying for transportation and I'm paying for rides, and I can't even feel safe to walk my daughter to school.
For the person who did this, Sophia has 2 questions for you.
What did them kids do to you to come where they lay their head? Let alone me, what I do to you?
Oh, so, you know, it might be, maybe she has some older sons who have ops. You never know, man. It goes deep.
To do that?
Sophia did have car insurance, but vandalism isn't covered. So she's raising money to not just get another car, but to move out of that neighborhood because they just don't feel safe. Now, if you have any information on who may have done this, you're asked to call a Detroit Police arson tip line. That's 313-628-2900. That number should be up on your screen right now. And if you want to give, we'll have that link on clickondetroit.com. Back to you.
Yeah, let's hope folks come forward. All right, Megan, thank you.
It pretty much took an entire day. A woman in custody now after holding police at bay for several hours. She was armed. At one point, police say there were 5 guns in that house. Tonight, they're crediting her son with making progress. Tonight, Detroit police singing the praises of a teenage boy who was able to stand between his mother, who investigators say is mentally ill, and the danger she posed while armed with a gun and knife while holed up in a home on the city's west side.
So you hear we have these mothers who are mentally ill, or what they're calling mentally ill, barricading themselves into their homes and having a standoff with police. These are the women. I'm telling you guys, if it's that bad for the women, where do you think the men of any community, but let alone the community, are at with it in Detroit? People are saying that Detroit's getting better, but I'm not seeing that.
For most of the day.
That 15-year-old's a hero and a huge part in how we were able to bring this matter to the peaceful resolution that we did.
Police say they responded to the house on the 7700 block of Artesian on a call of a fight that escalated into a shooting, with the woman in her 30s shooting at her boyfriend, who took cover in a bathroom for his protection. The 15-year-old in the house with the 2-year-old girl as the drama went down. Cops were able to get the boy over to a second-floor window and connect with him.
So she was beefing with her mans and decided to pull the strap on him. This is insane.
Officers that were in close proximity informed of what's going on inside the location, and then making the courageous and the absolute brave decision to take that firearm, throw it out the window, to separate it from his mother so she could not harm anyone in the home, including herself.
Cops got the kids out to safety and found the man who she allegedly shot at was actually stabbed multiple times in the arm and wrist. The bullet just missed him. At one point, officers heard a gunshot, prompting them to retreat and call in crisis teams trained in handling a mentally ill person in distress. Family members tried to reach her as well. Investigators say the family told them the woman was bipolar, refusing to take her medicine, and was threatening suicide.
We want these things to end peacefully. That's always our goal. That's what we train to.
It was the second barricaded standoff within 24 hours for Detroit police. The first one, also on the west side, saw a gunman keeping police at bay for 12 hours before it was resolved. Detectives say mental illness-related incidents like these are on the rise.
Mental health needs to do more. The police, it's our responsibility now to provide mental health services, it appears. We're hoping that we get this right, but we're going to do our job to the best of our ability. The officers.
And, you know, Chief of Police in Detroit, brother, and he definitely speaks like he means well, for sure. Like he said, the police are now mental health mediators, and I don't know if he's expecting them to send somebody out here, or he's expecting these individuals to have already gotten the help that they need by being in a facility on 24-hour watch. But we need to bring back asylums, you know, and house these people, because at the end of the day, they out here wilding, and this is a woman who's supposed to be a nurturer, peacemaker, an empath, all these things, but she's out here, you know, wreaking havoc, beefing with her boyfriend, holding up the police, where they could be out servicing the community for real, being a super sister gremlin on demon time.
Have training, but they're not mental health professionals.
Meantime, family members are helping to take care of the kids as the neighborhood tries to get back to normal. Tonight, reporting from the 6th Police Precinct, Dave Kinchin, Fox.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
But we begin this afternoon with a 2-year-old boy recovering after being stabbed by his grandmother. She's now in custody. Thank you for joining us today for Action News at 5. I'm Glenda Lewis.
So the boy was stabbed by his grandmother. I mean, this is getting ridiculous at this point. The nurturers that they're supposed to, I mean, you know what I'm saying? And we're supposed to cuff this.
Police responding to the call around 1:30 this morning at St. Antoine Apartments on Chrysler Drive in Midtown. And that's where they found the 2-year-old boy suffering from multiple stab wounds. We're told he was visiting relatives at the time. He's now in the hospital, listed in stable condition. Police say they arrived to the toddler's 56-year-old grandmother's home. No word yet on any charges or a potential motive for the stabbing.
We're going to begin at 5 with a 2-year-old stabbed, and Detroit police say it was the little boy's grandmother who did it.
Now, right now, the child is back home from the hospital recovering with his parents.
This happened overnight at an apartment complex on Chrysler Drive right near the 9475 intersection. Jacqueline Francis live at those apartments. Jacqueline, you saw the boy and his parents today.
I did. I got to see the toddler today. He was so sweet as he was clinging onto his parents as they told me what happened. They say that the toddler's grandmother, who lives here at this apartment complex, was the one arrested in the case. They say that she watched him regularly. And
so why are you giving the young man to his grandmother if y'all know she's kind of cuckoo, kind of unstable? And the fact this woman is this old harming a child is ridiculous. These super grandmother gremlins are on demon time.
And they relied on her for childcare, never thinking something like this would happen. 2 years old, rushed to the hospital just before 2 this morning with stab wounds. The mother of the toddler said when she first saw her son in the hospital bed, she feared he was dead. The parents say the 2-year-old was in the care of the grandmother when she allegedly stabbed him at her apartment complex on Chrysler Drive in Detroit. Police say the 56-year-old woman was arrested and is in custody. I went to see the toddler at his parents' home in Oak Park. Still drowsy from the medicine, he was up and walking around with multiple lacerations on his head and a bandage on his wrist.
I mean, and think of how sick you have to be as an individual to stab your grandson in the head. I mean, the long-term damage that could happen to this young man, it's crazy. It's unspeakable, honestly.
Back here at the apartment complex, neighbors that didn't want to go on camera tell me they heard crying in the middle of the night, but didn't think much of it. Detroit police continue to investigate, and Child Protective Services have been notified. The toddler's parents are cooperating with police in the investigation, and they also tell me that they believe that the grandmother may be struggling with mental health issues, but they added that's no excuse for her.
I mean, whose mom is that? Is that the father's mom or the mother's mom? I mean, y'all know what happened in your household. So spill the beans. There's no way she just started abusing children at 56 years old. So most likely she was beating on one of her children as well. So somebody knows what's up. There's no way that they don't know that she can be like this with children, because she raised one of them.
Harming a child. Reporting live in Detroit, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
That's tough. All right, Jacqueline.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get
So it is what it is.